Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chaz. This is the International 2014. Today's match is between the Alliance on the Dire side and Fnatic on the Radiant. The bans have already been put in place, the first round bans, so I will get right into the picks and their analysis. We see a Skywrath Mage coming out right away, surprising no one because Skywrath has been one of the most prominent heroes in this tournament, I believe with 92% of all picks when available. Skywrath has been a very popular hero throughout the International so far, and the bans from Alliance are very respect bans towards Fnatic. Both heroes are actually played by Big Daddy, or as I prefer, No Tail. That is my much preferred title. Sorry about that. Razor. And then we'll see the Razor picked up from Alliance. So they are playing according to the meta, and that is Razor, Skywrath, Shadow Shaman, and Tidehunter. That is pretty much strictly the heroes that have been being picked up in the International so far, and not to say that's a bad thing. I mean, Razor doesn't have the highest win rate, but Skywrath sure does. And Bulba Skywrath has been on the rise lately, being picked up in a ton of games. But we will then see the Doom. Now, Doom is an excellent counter to anybody. And I mean anybody. So, this is going to be a Bulldog Doom, most likely. I highly doubt we'll see Loda on the Doom. And I'm fairly certain this is an S4 Razor, because we've seen some pretty good success thus far from S4 on the Razor. As for Fnatic, Fly loves playing Skywrath Mage, so it's almost assuredly going to be support Skywrath for Fnatic. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tidehunter here, or Earthshaker. This will be a Hani Earthshaker. They love running this hero. Hani is widely considered among the Dota scene to be one of the best roaming Earthshakers, and he is exceptionally good at the hero, so no surprise to see him coming in here. Earthshaker has also been fairly popular as a hero thus far in the International 2014. However, not strictly at support. We saw Quickva run a Crit Shaker earlier today, and that thing was fearsome. He was hitting hard. So, having the Earthshaker in play here is not a predictable pick, but a very good one. Going forward, we will see the Bristleback ban. Loda just ran Bristleback against Navi US and did quite well on the hero, so a good ban. And then we'll see the Faceless Void ban, and that is another one of the International 2014 meta heroes, where ban them out if you can't deal with them, and that is exactly what Alliance will do. That being said, Fnatic doesn't have anybody who's known as a signature Void. Most likely would have been Era or Trixie. I would have gave it to Trixie in that instance, but we will not be seeing a Faceless Void, so I guess that point is moot. And then we have a Chen ban. Ake is widely known as one of the better Chens throughout the Dota community, so a very wise respect ban coming out from Fnatic. And then a Tinker ban. No Tinker for Fnatic. It's funny that they banned Tinker out, even with Excalibur gone, and surely Alliance knows this. I'm not saying Alliance has not done the research on their opponent. That's silly. I mean, Alliance and Fnatic are two of the top EU teams, and I'm sure they've scrimmed each other plenty of times post ESL with Excalibur playing, and it was widely known that Excalibur would not be allowed to play at the International 2014. It would be placed upon Era to do so. So, banning out the Tinker here is an odd decision, to say the least. But regardless, it's probably Alliance probably has some scrim knowledge of this. We will see the Enchantress picked up. I'm assuming this is Ake's hero. Ake loves playing the jungling supports. Chen, Enchantress, Visage. So, I believe this will be UGM hero. And now a Lone Druid coming out for Fnatic. This is an interesting pick. I saw it pop up and I thought, oh, Bulldog hero. But this is Fnatic picking this, not Alliance. So, I believe this will be an offlane Lone Druid, though it could be the hard carry Lone Druid. played by Era. It's either going to Era or Trixie. That much is for sure. I'm almost positive that is a Hani Earthshaker. And now a Rubik.
Radiant team pick.
I'm not sure how I feel about this pick as of yet. EGM is an exceptional Rubik, though.
Dire team back.
So, I mean, the big abilities to steal are mostly from Earthshaker and Skywrath. If you're stealing anything from Lone Druid, it's most likely not going to pan out. However, we do see the Juggernaut picked up from Fnatic, and Juggernaut is one of those offbeat carries that you don't really see too much in the current professional meta. But when you do, he typically has a pretty big game impact. So I believe this will be Era on the Juggernaut and Trixie on the Lone Druid off lane.
Reserve time.
And right now I am digging Fnatic's draft. It's fairly obscure for their typical drafts. The Skywrath and Earthshaker are pretty core Fnatic heroes as of late, but the Lone Druid and Juggernaut are fairly surprising. And we will see the Nature's Prophet ban from Alliance. So yes, that is Bulldog's Doom up at the top. We are now looking for a carry for Loda. And no Mirana in play. I'm thinking Slark.
Dire team pick.
I know how much Loda loves playing his Slark, so I'm thinking that is a pretty viable option. Also Luna, who I've seen absolutely none of at this tournament so far. I believe Luna could be a pretty viable option. However, I'm leaning towards Slark because that is a very Loda hero. And I know for a fact he loves playing it. Well, Lycan, that is true, they are Dire side, and that was not banned out during the first ban phase, or any of the ban phases. I wonder if that slipped through Fnatic's fingers, or if they let it slide. Because typically, God forbid you let a Lycan on the Dire side. The Dire side advantage for Roshan, absolutely astounding on Lycan. So, very sneaky pickup here by Alliance. And that's almost assuredly a carry Loda Lycan trope. So all the roles for Alliance are pretty straightforward unless there's some wizardry going
Reserve
on.
time.
But I highly doubt that. It looks to be like a standard Rubik, Lycan top lane, Enchantress in the jungle, Doom off lane, and Razor in the mid. That being said, Rubik and Enchantress will most likely start roaming, and a Morphling. Here we go. There's Era's hero, the Morphling. Now this has caught me off guard. It will be Big Daddy on the Lone Druid. So off lane, Lone Druid. Oh. Fnatic once again manages to astound me with their drafts and absolutely confuse me. However, they do often roam the supports of Skywrath and Earthshaker, so I can almost guarantee that however they lane this, the 3 cores will be solo for a good amount of time. And wow, this game turns out to be a story of late game versus pushing potential, wherein Fnatic has the much, much better late game because, simply put, Morphling is astounding late game. And I say much, much better. That's
Are you ready?
one too many muches. I believe Fnatic does have the late game. However, Alliance definitely has a very strong draft here. Lycan is strong throughout the game. Enchantress's impact does fall off late. I would say the same for Rubik. It takes a good spell to steal, and that is an odd cosmetic, regardless. Doom, his impact is noticeable late game, but he wouldn't really be hitting too hard. He does get the ward off without any major aggression, so I do not believe we'll be seeing any early kills here. But Fnatic, odd draft, but I do give them the edge in the late game simply because Morphling and Juggernaut
30 seconds
do
to
quite well.
battle.
And then the Earthshaker Skywrath Mage combo has been devastating thus far throughout the tournament. So look out for Fnatic this game. They are a force to be reckoned with. However, Alliance's pushing power is obscene. They have the Enchantress with her creep. She can push like no other. Lycan, of course, is known as one of the best pushers in the game, simply due to his wolves, and pretty high base damage for a carry. Most carries don't have base damage this high. Morphling, even with a fairly large agility morph is only at 62 damage. So, yeah, look at his health. He's below 500 health. So, this will be Era in the mid on the Morphling, going up against S4 as the Razor. Now, this will be quite the interesting lane as S4 pulls out the better block. I must have gone back in time. Man, I wish you had an option to lock that, but story for a different day. S4 should ink out the victory in this lane, just because Static Link, for 20 mana, you could steal damage, and the other laner has to play extremely careful for the fear of giving up damage, so this is going to be a fairly rough time for Era. Meanwhile, we have Big Daddy in the bot lane, and Doom apparently wants no part of it. Is that... I guess he just stopped in the jungle relatively quick. I don't know what Bulldog's doing. It's a very Bulldog thing to do, just drop out of lane. I suppose he's scared of the roaming supports, as they are completely missing from the map. But instead they're sitting top and they're smoking up, and I believe they will be heading right to the mid, as Razor has been such a pest towards Era's Morphling. Instead, it looks like they are debating on whether they should rotate top. Trixie is doing quite well in the off lane up here. The smoke will head top, and they are aiming for the Lycan. However, they may get spotted out by EGM. Though they shift focus to EGM, this will most assuredly be a Fissure. No. Can Hani get in a good Fissure? He will. Completely blocks off EGM. He has nowhere to go. Ake can do nothing but watch his friend go down. Excellent Fissure from Hani, and that is first blood going. There's second blood. Eric follows up. Fnatic has an excellent start here, and this is no good for Alliance, who were hoping to exploit their early game potential, and simply put, it's not there, so Fnatic is in the driver's seat moving forward, and a TP had to be expended by S4 to get back to mid, which will set him back quite a bit. Razor is not typically known as one of the bottle carrier mids, so that will not set him back too far, but it's still a huge pickup for Era, who I almost assuredly thought he was going to lose that lane. So it must have taken some arrogance from S4 to give up a kill to Era in the mid. I mean, Era had quite a bit of health. It wasn't like they were trading. So, meanwhile, these supports need levels. And so we will see EGM and Ake roaming together in the jungle. That being said, both the supports for Fnatic are level 1 still, so this is a scary place to be, and Alliance has 3 heroes at level 4. So very scary indeed. And S4 continues his damage theft. 84 damage taken from Era there. And there he goes. Razor hits extremely hard, and the surprise pick of the International, demonstrating his worth yet again. I'm still amazed at the Big Daddy on Lone Druid, because I've never seen him play this hero. He is fairly good at micro-intensive heroes such as Lone Druid, Meepo, the sort, but it's never really been picked up because he's had to play support for the team. And very interesting indeed to see how his impact will be late game, whether this has been a signature no-tail hero that's been missing, or I don't know. We will have to see how that turns out. This will be an Invis rune for Fly. Fitting that he's playing Skywrath Mage. And just taunts the Doom there. Baits out. Stares at him as he picks up the Invis rune. And so far, Big Daddy on the Lone Druid farming exceptionally well. And Bulldog has to play so scared right now. Fly will catch Bulldog most likely. He just, I think he's roaming to get boots. A good decision. So, with Fly roaming around the map, I don't think they have the potential to kill Bulldog right now. They would be wasting too much time, and this is time Big Daddy needs to be farming. So, the kills mid lane have evened out, and Era cannot keep getting static link like this. This is devastating to him. His base damage goes down the drain, and he can't simply keep morphing agility, because then his HP pool goes down to slivers, so I think he needs to be playing more carefully in this bot lane. Meanwhile, smoked up Enchantress in the bot lane. Bulldog, can he see fly? There they go. First concussive shot has gone out. However, Ake shows himself. The bear does have entangle, so it will take just a bit of RNG, but they will not be able to get it. Fly has to retreat into the side shop and will most likely TP out. Enchantress gets first hit entangled, and oh, Ake eats so much damage. Very lucky entangle for Big Daddy, but that was some questionable rotation heading inwards. Meanwhile, in the mid, Era decides to use waveform to get away from the static link, and honestly, I think he needs to be doing this more often. And S4 knows this because whenever that thing is on cooldown, he is spamming it. Harass damage to Era is extremely strong right now. However, he is doing alright. I mean, 20 CS at 6 minutes it's not incredible. But he's doing pretty well, all things considered. The rune will be bought, which is unfortunate, but it is a regen, and I'm sure Fly will scout that out for him and keep it under control. Won't be bottled, however, as Razor is rotating mid. Just take it, Big Daddy. Regen goes to the bear. Will be cancelled by creep. And outside of the early aggression, this has been a bit of downtime, passive farming, and that's to be expected. Era is in quite a bit of trouble if he does not play this carefully. I'm sure he knows he can morph strength, and he'll waveform out. He does eat some damage, but not enough to be scary. There's a Fissure, mostly for harass. And that's not a big deal. The harassment needs to be done. Meanwhile, we have 3 top for Alliance. And they are going on Trixie. Trixie has been doing pretty well in this top lane. He's almost rivaled the farm of Lycan. He will spin out, and assuredly saving his life, as the lift on Rubik, Telekinesis, is extremely good. Now we do have the 2 supports mid for Fnatic, but I will dwell on that in a second. They're actually rotating out as we catch some entangles from Big Daddy.
Are fortified. The
Orb of
strength
Venom.
I foresee the Radiant's
Incredibly
top
good.
tower
No entangle
falling
that time for
shortly.
Big Daddy. So he will just continue farming. He's doing exceptionally well. We do have TP support coming in from Juggernaut, so this will stop the push of Alliance, forcing them to back into their own jungle. And all for all, this game feels pretty even. I mean, yes, Fnatic does have the kill lead, but it's not on any... It doesn't feel too tremendous at the moment. I mean, Ake's gank... Ake's death bot was avoidable. The path he took was pretty questionable. I think he thought he could kill the Skywrath mage, but obviously that didn't turn out as expected, so...
Dire's top
Alas,
tower is
not
under
much he
attack.
can do. Meanwhile, top lane, Trixie is going deep on EGM, and there's no creep wave here. Great Fissure by Hani. And an Omni Slash will clean that up in a jiff. Whether he needed to use that or not is debatable. I think Glacier could have done the job, but kill's a kill. So that is a great pickup for Fnatic. Picking off EGM, who is, like I said, he's one of the better Rubik supports in Dota, so picking off him whenever you can, denying him XP is a great idea. Meanwhile, Tricks. Oh, Hani will get picked off by Lycan Wolves. They hit extremely hard. The crit they provide is exceptional. And we will see no further aggression from Alliance. However, Bulldog in the mid, he has Doom available. Era knows it. Big Daddy calling out that missing. And Doom's going for it. Era just needs to waveform out. Too late, he is doomed. The vision provided by Plasma Field is exceptionally good. And that will net him a kill. Bot lane, Big Daddy farming up. Oh, this is a pretty sick cosmetic. Doesn't even look like Lone Druid anymore.
Dire's
Looks like a
structures
Panda
are
World of
fortified.
Warcraft
The
sketch. Either way.
Dire's bottom tower
Pretty cool. I
is
wonder,
under
is this his
attack.
own set?
It may yet stand.
This may be the Fnatic set.
Dire's
I'm not
bottom
sure.
tower is
Either way,
under
this tower is
attack.
under some damage after Bulldog leaves the lane, and Big Daddy doing very well. He has 1.5k in the bank. Most likely Radiance. Radiance Spirit Bear is fairly common. And I believe it would be fairly good in stopping Alliance's aggression. If they're going for a push-heavy comp like they are, Radiance Bear is quite the deterrent. As the longer you stay, the longer you're going to be soaking up damage from that bear in Era. Poor Era did not catch a break. More damage stolen from him, right under his nose. Fly will flag down his DD. He will take the DD. They are going bot lane. Fisher lands. However, S4 was right on top of it. They're aware. The tower will fall. TP support is on the way. There are 4 bot for Alliance, and Fnatic knows it is time to go. However, no, there are 4 bot for Fnatic as well. Alliance and Fnatic, 4 heroes in the bot lane, leaving Era precious time to farm mid. There is a rotation coming from Alliance. No, Lotus going straight to
Dire's middle
Roshan.
tower is under attack. No gale can
You need
stop
to be
the
exploiting
flames.
the Dire side Roshan advantage if you have Lycan, whenever you can. Very wise idea from Alliance, and there are very little rotations from Fnatic to catch this out. Trixie may be... He's sitting tight, and there he's doomed. This is almost assuredly a death. I see no way. Oh, maybe a Fisher could get him out. No, he's still extremely low. Deny is missed by Hani. Loda returns to the pit to finish off Roshan, and that's... I believe that's all she wrote. There's little way to stop Alliance from pushing this hard when they have a medallion and a Lycan.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Aegis
The
to Loda.
cursed monster has earned a moment's rest.
Time to farm. Big Daddy continues what he's doing, keeping wave equilibrium as close as possible. And based on the amount he's saving up, I'm highly expecting a Radiance on Syllabear. Oh, great
Radiant's
Fisher
middle
catches
tower
four there.
is
I
under
did not
attack.
expect to
If
follow up with
Radiant's
CS
middle
wave.
tower has fallen, there is still
There will be
much to be
no
done.
follow-up. They simply rotate top. And Fly is getting levels, which is very important for them moving forward. He needs to hit level 6 as soon as possible. Skywrath Mage's ult is one of the prominent reasons he's been picked up so
Dire's middle tower is
heavily.
under attack.
I cannot English well. It's one of the reasons he's been picked up so heavily in the tournament so far. His ultimate combos so well with any heroes with reliable disables, such as Earthshaker. And assuming the Spirit Bear lands a well-timed Entangle, a Skywrath Mage ult would be almost assuredly a death on any of the heroes from Alliance. Fnatic Era is invis, sitting right behind S4. I'm assuming a Fisher will be coming out fairly soon here from Hani as they are smoked up. They see Trixie though. There's the Fisher. Keeps S4 entangled on the wrong side. That is a kill. However, I do miss Lotus kill on Sky on Fly. In the meantime, however, trading a Razor for a Skywrath Mage most likely benefits Fnatic more. However, this push lineup is asserting its dominance. Meanwhile, Fnatic will get the tower here, so TP support should be on the way. TP support is indeed on the way like wolves, and Enchantress Creeps will continue pushing. But the damage has been done. Almost 1,000 damage done to this turret in a very short amount of time, so great play there by Alliance, and they're smoking up, they're ready for more. They're coming back in, right back in. EGM waveforms in, catches Era. Era is morphing strength, however, so he will be very difficult to kill. Trixie, spin to win. Juggled, Echo Slam comes down. Nets one, that is the doom, and that is very well worth it for Fnatic. The bear is chasing Rubik. It will most likely catch him. Is he in range to attack, though? I would say... Oh, there's the waveform, EGM. Sneaky Devil knows what abilities to take and what time. S4, however, was not present and was simply farming bot, so... Overall, Alliance has the much better farm lead at the moment. However, it is balancing out at the moment. 2,000 in favor of Alliance, and that's not irreversible. It's actually fairly small. Experience tells the same story. So it's... While the last hits are favoring the two cores of Alliance, much
bottom tower is
heavier,
under attack.
I suppose.
There is little it can
It
do.
is worth noting that Doom is actually fairly far behind on farm. However, this Midas pickup will be big. BKB is on the way. That has been the preferred Bulldog for Doom over the past few days. So I'm presuming we'll see a tier 1 for tier 1, top for bottom.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
honestly, these
is
are
under
simply
attack.
worthless turrets.
Dire's
Top lane
tower is
towers
feeling
are
its mortar.
relatively
Dire have
useless. They
fortified
provide
their grove.
little to no
Radiant's
access
bottom
to
tower
Roshan.
is fading fast.
Bot
Dyer's
tower,
top tower is under
okay,
attack.
maybe more so,
It
but
fights for its life.
what you're really looking at
Dyer's
is mid
top
towers.
tower has been lost to
Most
war.
valuable. Silence does go down on Bulldog. The ult will be whiffed. That is the end of the fight. They can do no much more. English, be with me now. They can do no more than that. And surely Big Daddy and Honey will have to head mid too. They know there's rushing here. And I miss another kill on the fly. My apologies. Fnatic do have to make rotations
bottom
in
tower
proper
is
time.
under attack.
Snag some Fnatic heroes. A great stun coming down on Loda. Unfortunately, we will see no entangle. And there is the Sacred Relic on the bear. So I would have liked to see phase boots on the bear. Maybe he could have caught an entangle on Loda, but still, that's a very low chance. 20%. Lower if you're playing them, higher if you're playing against them, of course. RNG favors opponents. Always. It's Dota. So that will be the end of the engagement there. Roshan will be determined in about 3.5 minutes. So until then, Alliance return to farming their jungle. Ake is going for an urn. I believe he will also be going for the mechanism. Yes, this appears to be a 4-staff for Rubik, so... Oh no, S4 has the mech. With the prominence of the Razor in TI4 meta, Viper and Razor for that matter, those two not semi-carries, pardon me, anti-carries have been picking up mechanism quite a bit, and 3 smoked heroes run from a single Loda. I suppose they knew that he had backup on the way, so well played there. It was for the best, but it was still a bit surprising to see. Now Big Daddy will be finishing up the Radiance in mere seconds, so this is looking quite good for Fnatic. This bear will help deter pushes very much so in the future. And that should be... Is that recipe on the way? Yes, it is. So that is Radiance on the bear. 17-minute timing is pretty good for a lone druid. Not astounding. I mean, he's not been part of many kills, but it is pretty good timing. That will be Aegis gone on Loda. Full mana though, and he decides to go push heavy. Of course, Necronomicon picked up on Loda. And this Radiance on the bear has been extremely well timed. If they did not have this, the pushes would be far more potent. So, excellent timing there. Meanwhile, Doom is slowly but surely catching up on farm. He just needs to be devouring and Midasing whatever he gets his eyes on, so... That is that. The Radiance Bear will just be doing his bidding. Mid, scouting, burning. There you go, EGM's already tasting the flames. And I don't think they're killing this bear. This thing's too fast.
Invisibility.
It will be poofed back to Big Daddy. Bot lane load is getting more farm, and this is a scary thing indeed. Lycan has not been killed yet. Loda is very good at staying alive on his carries. And he picks up a Quelling Blade. He is farm ready. He is ready to rice. He is ready to win. Sends his Wolves bot lane to push. Meanwhile, takes farm camps for his own doing. Very smart thing indeed. In abort mission, I suppose.
Radiant's bottom
Regardless, it
tower
looks
is
like there
under
will be
attack.
some aggression.
There is little it can do.
Dyer's jungle. No, Ani backs off. So relatively calm past few minutes. Filled with nothing but farm and farm. So... Oh, that's big too. Giving Razor anything to damage Leech from, or Static Link, pardon my incorrect terms, is a pretty big deal. So picking Syllabear into Razor is not always the best. Not always the best bear. Your bear could just be damage leeched. So I don't think the bear is going to catch Loda here. He has ult if needed, and he'll pop it. He sees this ward catches the incoming aggression from Fnatic, so most likely a wise decision. However, that is also mission accomplished for Fnatic, who knows Lycan's Wolf is down, or Shapeshift is down for the next minute. Other than that top lane, oh, Trixie gets out alive, no problem. A bit of damage leech, but very wisely gets out. So yeah, very little aggression in the past few minutes. Taking a look at the kill count here, Doom, even though he has not farmed exceptionally well, is on top with kills. Razor, S4 on the Razor, is 1-2-1, so he's had better gambits. Definitely not an issue for him. Now, Hani with the DD is fairly scary. Is he going to leave it for... He'll leave it for Era. A wise decision. He's got an empty bottle, so... This is good news for Fnatic. However, I don't feel like either team is really willing to push right now. They're content with just farming. However, as I say that, Gang from Lats comes out. Loda has Shapeshift available, but he's silent. Skywrath Mage will take him down. First kill in a while for this game, and that's a dead Loda. Pushing power is now severely limited without him. However, he did get the Necronomicon units off, so they will deter the push ever so slightly. No, he's going to send the bear right after him. Screw your push. And there you go. That will be a tier 2 for Fnatic. That was very quick damage, and they're not stopping there. They are pushing in hard. Alliance are grouping in Fnatic's jungle. Meanwhile, TPs are brought back. Ake needs to defend this turret, and that's mission accomplished for Fnatic. Even a single TP frees up the jungle quite heavily for Fnatic. And overall, I am very surprised by the performance of Big Daddy on the Lone Druid. I do not recall seeing him ever play this hero, but he's doing an exceptional job, and this is presumably done in the boot camping stage. Figuring out what heroes work best for which teams and the sort, so very good job all around. Supports will be farming up. That is, yep, that's 4 staff. For Rubik, it will be done in a mere 100 gold, give or take. It's very close to a 4th staff, so look forward to that on the way soon. Dewarding is in progress for Fnatic. They do not manage to catch out this ward, however it was expired anyways, so not a huge deal. And the split push of Syllabear is in full effect. For those unaware of Spirit Bear, it cannot attack if it is too far away from Lone Druid himself. However, the Radiance still works pretty much at all times, so it's a very good item. There's Phase Boots on the bear, and that item is scary. However, speaking of scary, is the top lane that is pushing independently with the Lycan Wolves and Necronomicon. I do not foresee much aggression there. However, aggression is on the way as this Roshan. I do not think this will sneak under the line. However, the Plasma Field does not catch him. Maybe it will. Roshan is dropping extremely quickly. There are no... Lycan Wolves are now entering the pit. They do catch it. However, Hani blocks off the entrance, and there's only one way they're getting in this pit. Big Daddy will get chucked out of the pit. Aegis on the ground. Morphling has to pick it up. I'm not sure if that's the desired hero. Arrow shifts in. S4 is stealing damage from the bear. Arrow just picked up the Aegis. He is doing phenomenal amount of damage right now. Alliance is forced into the retreat. Most of Fnatic is low. However, the same could be said for... Oh, first hit Entangle on EGM. That is his death. A waveform puts him to the grave. An excellent timing there by Fnatic nets them an Aegis. That is a huge pickup moving forth, as the dire side advantage should almost always take that Roshan. So excellent deboarding, great timing all around, and that's a Roshan for Fnatic and a kill. This tier 2 will most likely fall. It's not guaranteed, but it is a possibility if S4 decides to stay. And Fly cannot defend this solo, so we will have to see. Meanwhile, mid lane, this is looking like a successful push for Fnatic. It is in deny range, and that's almost assuredly what will be done by Fly momentarily. Nope. Fisher goes down on S4, Omni Slash comes out, and that is a good kill. The Juggernaut pickup has been paying dividends thus far. 2-1, 3 assists, netting in easy kill there on S4. Great Fisher by Hani to set it up as well. And the push continues. They're not backing down. Big Daddy's standing nearby. He has another bear available, presumably. He does, so even if this bear dies, it is not a huge loss. They'll be up back fighting again, and that's a good amount of damage on the turret. That's a little more than half health, so Fnatic playing their cards well. S4 is down, and he is one of the best ways to stop a push for Alliance at the moment. Loda may be caught out by Hani. It will be tough to see. I think Hani's aware that Lycan is missing. Lycan Wolves run by. Tower is down. Tier 3 is down. Base is not defended.
Shall ever grow there.
There you go, Hani. Very well aware of Loda there, and that is a kill.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Excellently played.
No
Skywrath ult goes down on Ake. Trixie is doomed up, but his ult is down regardless. This is not a very well-timed doom. However, Fnatic is out of this fight. They need to get out in a jiffy. No, Earthshaker comes back in. A great stun. Admiral Bulldog gets hit. So does Lycan. Bulldog is on the run. Damage is stolen from the bear, however minuscule, and that is a kill on Bulldog. Eric comes back up. Aegis pops. That is a dead Rubik. S4 is getting wailed upon. Manta is popped. He's on the run.
I foresee the
Buyback force from Doom. Well done by Fnatic. They could take Rax. Era ults in. Trixie, pardon. Does great damage to both heroes. There's a Fisher. Do they have any more follow-up? No, they will try to chase the drones back in. Mech is popped from Razor. That is melee Rax. And that is a successful mission. Time to abort Trixie. Spin to win out. Big Daddy may be in trouble here. However, the Radiance Bear is chipping them down as they chase. So this is a very... While it wasn't desirable, they did a fair amount of damage to Alliance that they chased. So... that is a mega kill going the way of Lycan, though, so that is not necessarily a target you want to be giving gold to. However, that is melee Rax in the mid lane, and that is a big advantage. Fnatic are counter-pushing the pushing lineup, so that's very well timed, very well done. However, this mid tower will be under quite a bit of pressure from Lycan Wolves and Necronomicon units alike. Era will clean it up fairly quickly, though, so... the push is stopped, and net worth now swinging in favor of Fnatic. However, it has been balancing out over the course of the game. XP tells the same story, as usual.
Fast.
Items across the board, we only see one Hand of Midas, and that is on the Doom. And it didn't seem like he had a particularly tough time against Lone Druid, though it is almost like two heroes against one. So, playing it safe, taking to the jungle, a smart move by Bulldog, but has been paying off lately. He is behind. He is working on his Shivas. BKB is gone, so we will have to see. As Trixie takes the fun top lane. Agnes is done. I believe it should have been done for that last jump he did, because it seemed like he had a lot of jumps. He will spin out while taking that camp. Misses that healer by one swoop. Not a big deal. The wave is pushing, giving Fnatic, and Alliance for that matter, more time to farm wherever they so desire. And the tail of tape, I believe, will be this Roshan, because once again we have 3.5 minutes approximately till we find out when it will be respawning. Having Lycan on the dire side means you need that Aegis, so skipping out on it is a huge blow. Next up, for Lone Druid, we will see an AC Assault Cuirass coming out, and that is terrifying. We have the Hyperstone on the bear, so I suppose all he's waiting for is the recipe. Which, is that on the courier? It is, as we speak. That recipe is on the courier. So, AC on Lone Druid is something to be terrified of. And that is on the way. However, we will see S4 being spotted. The concussive shot goes out. BKB will be popped. That has to be called a success by Fnatic. Oh. Double Fisher coming out, though Alliance is completely blocked it. No, Enchantress with the impetus knocks him down.
Top tower is under attack.
That is a good kill. That is a gem on the deck. Fly will pick it up. However, that's a lot of Alliance's teamfight lost.
Dire's top tower is under attack. It fights for its life.
Pardon me, I said Alliance's teamfight, Fnatic's teamfight. They need to back up and retreat. It will just be a top tower under siege. So, good pick off there by Alliance. Keeps them healthy, keeps the push of Fnatic delayed a bit longer. But AC on Lone Druid, the push power has swung tremendously. Push favors Fnatic, however, a smoke from Alliance. It will get revealed. This is almost assuredly a Big Daddy kill. Fly will do what he can. Everybody on the wrong side except for Bulldog. Big Daddy might make it out here. Nope, he will fall eventually. Arrow will do whatever chip damage he can outside of the fight, and meanwhile Hani is picked up by S4, so the heroic attempt to save turns sour as Fnatic loses 2 when it very easily could have been 1, but regardless, this game is pretty even at the moment. Quite nearly null, favoring only Alliance by maybe 100 to 200 gold and XP.
Radiant's middle tower is
This push will be
losing its
successful. I mean,
stamina.
there's
Radiant have
little
called
way they can
upon
stop
their
this.
defenses. Radiant's
Hera
middle
placing
tower is
the
under
weakness on
attack.
himself,
Radiant's middle
informing
tower
enemies
has
that, hey, I
collapsed.
have a Lincoln, so... Hera waiting for his time to strike, and it will be soon as Hani is back up. He does have Blink Dagger, but the positioning of Alliance is spectacular. Echo Slam is not an option right now. Well, nowadays they're grouping.
Radiant's
Lycan
middle
will pick up
tower
the
has
tower,
fallen.
and that is a big pickup. So both mids, base tier turrets are gone. However, Fnatic does have the melee racks down. That is a big pickup for them. And we will see the rotation into the Roshan pit. However, they will be about a minute early, and we'll have to back up. Meanwhile, Fnatic resumes pushing, doing what they can around the map. And the Lycanthrope's push power cannot be understated. He is everywhere on the map at once with the Necronomicon units and his wolves. This is a Necro 3. That is a BKB on Loda Medallion. He is a force to be reckoned with. Not just foot pushing, but now with a level 3 ultimates, he will be shapeshifted quite often. It's going to be approximately half true form, half human form, so it will be scary to see. This will be an engagement, most likely. Shiva's is popped, however, Bulldog decides against it. They're just focusing the bear. Does Big Daddy have another bear available? He does not. That's 80 seconds on the bear. That this bear will be down if it goes down, and it almost assuredly will go down too.
Very nice.
Nope, the bear is brought back.
Dire's
Hani
middle
will go
barracks
down.
are under
I think
attack.
keeping that bear alive was
But how
a
will
huge
this
save by Big
end?
Daddy. That being said, Fnatic's reliance on Earthshaker is pretty heavy, either to engage or disengage fights, so 20 seconds without him is going to be quite rough. And Alliance, instead, will be rotating to the Roshan pit, where they will take Aegis. I'm assuming this will be Quelling Blade on the deck for Loda. That will
Dire's
be
top
Aegis,
tower is
making
under
his
attack.
pushes that much scarier.
The Dire has put
Roshan down,
Roshan
Cheese
to
is
peace.
also on the ground. S4 with Cheese is also extremely scary. Era, however, split pushing extremely well. He will catch
Dire's
EGM
middle
out,
barracks are under attack.
decides against it, and will head back. So EGM split push doing tremendous work up in the top lane. In the meantime, the story of farm continues. I expect to see very little aggression in the minutes forthcoming. I believe Jug's working on drums. Earthshaker's working on his force staff to bail out his teammates. Maybe Tranquil Boots on Lone Druid. Potentially a mechanism. As they do not yet have a mech. That is actually quite tremendous. I did not realize, but Fnatic do not have a mech available on their team unless it's Yeah, that is a huge chunk of team fight just lost, and admittedly, they're losing their heroes to pickoffs, not team fights, but the value of a mechanism cannot be understated. It's huge. Meanwhile, Trixie just continues to farm bot lane and sitting upon 2.7k worth of gold. He'll be looking to spend that, I'm assuming, on drums, unless that's a casual bracer. In the future, we could see potentially a Desolator coming out from Juggernauts. Battle Fury could be a possibility as well. Alliance are smoked up and rotating the mid. I believe Fnatic is aware of this. Its Era forces out some split push. This is... Ooh! Brilliant strategy by Fnatic. They put the Radiance on the Lone Druid, and then Era replicates it, and the Radiance is returned to the bear. And that will be a dead bear in the mid, but it's not terrible at all. The Radiance Lone Druid itself is actually pushing out top wave quite hard, and meanwhile Alliance is just 5-manning mid, unsure of what to do. Looks like they will retreat. EGM will have to head bot because of Trixie's push. And now there will almost surely be a response to the top lane, as Era has that pushed up quite far as well, leaving Fnatic time to farm in the back of their base. In front of their base. Ward Vision is now up, so we probably will not see any sneaky Fnatic Roshan attempts in the future, and Jug's in a rough spot right now. They have Ake and S4 here. Trixie does have Blink, and he's out. He's long gone. Not dealing with that. He will spin and he's out.
Dire's top tower is under attack. It fights for its life.
And that is Trixie gone. So, name of the game for Fnatic right now is split push. Wherever they can, however they can. Because Alliance, with their 5-man death ball, is quite scary. Meanwhile, we will see them grouping up in the mid. Yep, here comes the death ball from Alliance again. Lotus simply sends his units to the top lane push, while the rest of Alliance groups up and does the same. Now, once again, they're doing, unless they permanently have the Radiance on, yeah, they don't. They simply put the Radiance on Lone Druid in order to have a replicate. And this allows Era much easier time to farm. It's a very well thought out plan from Fnatic here, and Era continues right onto the top lane, and so does the Spirit Bear. So he will be pulling the wave out, dealing a good amount of damage, and Era is needed at home, so push continues no longer. Spin will come out. Loda takes a good heaping of damage, but he has Aegis, mind you. So regardless of what they do, there's an excellent Echo Slam. That will take out S4. Alliance, or Lotus, Aegis is popped. Ake is under a heaping of trouble. Yeah, he goes down without any kills under their belt. Alliance is forced backwards, and they're still on the pursuit. Era on the Morphling is in hot pursuit of Bulldog. That's a stun. That is a good chunk of damage done. It looks like Shotgun Build is on the way for beautiful Fisher. He is trapped. He is killed. And all of a sudden, Alliance lose 3 heroes, 2 of which are cores, leaving Fnatic time to push right up the mid and take that second set of racks. And it's a huge upswing for Fnatic right now. And there is the Radiance on the Lone Druid clone being sent to the top lane to push that out. It appears they are rotating bot. They spy an EGM. Oh, and he knew. He's long gone. Blink and force away. Bot lane will be pushed back, so we'll be left to the Radiance. Spirit Bear in the top lane dealing damage. Guillaume has bought back. Mission accomplished. Time to bail out Fnatic. Forcing a buyback on the Doom is just what the doctor ordered. Any buyback done is a tremendous benefit. And now, with the plate mail coming out, this is quite interesting. Most likely AC coming out from Doom. Almost assuredly not a second Shivas, but yeah, AC coming out from Doom. So, the push from Alliance is all but halted from a lost team fight outside of Fnatic's base. Fnatic is now regrouping. Do they have smoke to smoke up? I feel like this is a smoke gank opportunity. No, they do not. So, instead, they continue to farm wherever they can. Oh, nope, I lied. That is smoke on the Skywrath Mage. No, that is in base, so they do not have it currently. Meanwhile, all lanes are being pushed out by Lance where they can be. Any farm that can be gotten is riced. And they will continue the trend of farming on both sides of the map. Era has taken a shell of his own right now. E-Blade is finished. So Lincoln's Manta E-Blade Morphling is quite scary. He has all points morphed into agility right now. The only points of strength are coming from his items. So, low health Morphling hits extremely hard and extremely fast. I believe his attack speed is, yeah, he's getting a little over 2 attacks per minute, so, per minute. That would be painfully slow. 2 attacks per second. That's more like it. And when he's hitting for 240 damage, this Morphling is a force to be reckoned with. He does have an Invis Rune. Will he decide to jump it? Omni Slash goes out. Damage is done. There's physical damage that's being done. He is still jumping. Entangle goes down on S4. Cheese is popped this time, however. Entangle is gone on the bear. Shotgun morph. The Doom is dead. Loda is entangled before the bear goes down. Echo Slam from Hani comes out. Loda will be taken down potentially. There it is. Shotgun from the Morphling. As the remaining heroes from Alliance are forced right back inside the base. Doom has no buyback, remember. So this is a big win for Alliance. Fnatic. I've done that multiple times this game, pardon me. Fnatic pulls out a huge win there. And the E-Blade on Morphling is huge. So, excellently done. They will continue farming as they have taken their victory. Buybacks have been forced. So around the map, Trixie is farming. There is a rotation from S4 and Loda. However, to no avail. As Maelstrom on the jug, he's just going to keep the eye. No part of this is wanted. And it's understandable. Very risky endeavor. So Era sitting on 4,000 gold, 300 last hits. He has the Radiance Lone Druid in the bot lane as well. All in all, Fnatic have been doing an excellent job of keeping the map well controlled, keeping the lanes pushed where they can, even against the lineup of a Lycan. One of the best pushers in the game, along with the Enchantress and her creeps in the Doom. They simply cannot outpush the push from Fnatic. It's ridiculous. Lone Druid has picked up a Skull Basher on Spirit Bear. Basilius, this is looking like a Vlad's, assuming he gets around to building it. Era, in the meantime, is doing work where he can, spotting out any opportunity to strike. Radiance Bear there, Radiance Bear there. All in all, Fnatic are keeping the map under their bidding. And Alliance is pretty much confined to their base. They're stuck in this general area. Pardon the camera movement. Meant to draw, but you cannot draw as a spectator, which is sad. So, 3 mid for Alliance, and they need to be exceptionally careful here, especially with Hani on his Earthshaker. With the Blink Dagger, Roshan is up. This will be scouted out by the Wolf. So, the Mexican standoff begins. Fnatic will presumably start to take it, but they're well aware that Lycan's Wolves could be in the pit. No, they back off. No, they do in fact go for it. Lycan's Wolf sees it all. This is a risky order of business right here. Meanwhile, Juggernaut's working on Maelstrom. Mjolnir part, and that is a kill on Roshan. Trixie. Juggernaut picks up the Aegis, I believe, to 6-slot Aegis. Not having time to do anything about that. Bulldog does go down, Aegis is popped. Era is in the pit. Echo Slam comes down from Hani. Huge ult from Skywrath Snacks. Hani gets out alive thanks to his 4 stats. Loda is dueling with Era right now, and that is not going well for you, my friend. Ake is last one alive. He is taken out in one swift blow. Fnatic, excellent team fight at the Rosh Pit, losing nobody. Echo Slam from Hani. Cannot be overstated how important that was. Era now. Working on the eye of Scotty, however, it's irrelevant at this point. There's only one buyback available for Alliance, and that is on the Enchantress. Very little can she do. GG is called indeed. Well played. Fnatic looking in great shape. Big Daddy on the Lone Druid did incredibly well. GG all around. Alliance did quite well again, like yesterday's cast of Alliance. It's not that they played poorly. It's just that Fnatic have been doing exceptionally well, and it's well done to them. It's very good match to watch. However, this does put Alliance in a tough spot as they are now 4-5, I believe, 4-6 in these playoffs, putting them in elimination contention right now. So they are currently not a part of the top 10. Fnatic, however, were not a part of the top 10. They were in elimination contention. With this win, that pushes them up to 4-5, same as Alliance. And they are now most likely fighting for the 9th or 10th spot. So, interesting to see how this will play out over the coming weeks. My name has been Chaz. Thank you for watching.